It's a little weird not going to a game right away, isn't it? Good eye, everybody. My name is Christmas, man of 100 voices, and your dead joke VTuber. Good eye, welcome on in. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday night. Let me just adjust. Just adjust. Yeah. That's a much better spot. Good eye, welcome. I'm trying to talk a little quiet. I have no idea why. Maybe it's just because earlier today, I like while I was eating dinner, maybe it was the way I was laying on the couch, who knows? But I was having difficulty swallowing. I don't know if it was just because a little bit of a cold, a little bit of the sniffies, maybe a sneeze, put some congestion in the wrong spot. But it was weird. So I'm being cautious. But anyways, welcome on in. We do have a plan for today. It's in addition to yapping. So I will be saying words, sharing stories, and in general, just talking. But we do have an activity planned. There's a website. I wonder, I have it pulled up, but obviously I'm not going to show it right away. Oh, good. I can zoom on it. That's a much better look. There's a website that we're going to be exploring in a little bit later on. Not sure yet, but not at this exact second. Eventually. The website is called grids.fun, and I think, I'm trying to remember if it was on Twitter or Blue Sky or somewhere, but I saw that Girl DM shared one on one of her social medias, and I'm going to be using the same template that she was using, which is called, let's see, I have the name right here, About Me Video Games. I think I've been calling games that define me because I like to be extra like that. Can zoom is better than bottle zoom. Oh, can zoom. God damn it. Me and my mispronunciation. That joke was better than my ability to read. Can zoom is better than bottle zoom. Phantoms, good eye, welcome. You are correct. Bottle zoom is too pretentious. But yeah, so we will be doing a About Me video games. It's just 20 video games with 20 categories, and then you get to pick things that will help shape your personality. I think it's cool. I have been looking over more things on here. There's just general lists. You can design your own. I think it's neat. There's anime. There's anime. We might be able to do that as well. You can start designing stuff. I see a couple on here are like about me anime, about me movies, about me video games, about me Pokemon. I'm curious if I click this, what pops up if I do the about me Pokemon? Let's see, we have favorite, second favorite, that's dumb. Least favorite, that's hilarious. Underrated, ooh, okay, we might do best Pokemon too. This seems kind of fun. But we are here for the game specifically because that's the one that I saw on Girl DM's timeline, and it was really cool to see. So I thought it would be fun to do it live, as opposed to me just sitting back and posting, here are 20 games that define me. You get to sit and watch the thought process and hear me talk out loud and maybe bounce ideas off of some people. Who knows? I'm crazy like that. I don't know how much polling the audience is going to help here, since this is supposed to be video games that define me. You've never had water from a can that wasn't the most vile thing of all time? Well, it's a good thing we are taking Zoom from a can and not water. Water from a can is yuck. Unless it's soda. Liquid Death still water is the only solid option for canned water. That's right, Liquid Death is a water. I think I've had Liquid Death once, but I've always avoided it because I never knew it was water. Any sparkling water is an instant down them. Oh, you're right. Sparkling water does come in a can. Okay, I actually have quite a bit of water from a can that I enjoy. Because I was raised on... I need to be careful here. Because this wouldn't be the first time that I have accidentally said a brand name that is local when I thought it was regional or like full American and everywhere. So I need to be careful. And now that I think about it, I think this brand I've seen across the country, so I should be fine there. My father was a big Klarbrunn sparkling water drinker. Whether it was bottle or cans, we always had it in the house. So I grew up just calling that soda water. So I'm just used to it. But flavorless. No flavors. It's weird. I was raised on flavorless, and people are like, are you crazy? It's like, well, Klarbrunn flavors suck. Like, the lime tastes like shoe polish smells, and the black cherry isn't bad. Everything else I've never even attempted. But Polar, the one that has the polar bear and the penguin on it. Maybe it doesn't have a penguin. Maybe it's just a polar bear. But Polar, carbonated water, seltzer, whatever you want to call it. Really good flavors. I'm a big fan of Polar. Hello, g'day, welcome, Neko. But I'm a big fan of Polar. That's probably my favorite water in a can. But again, I have never been, like, I've never really explored Liquid Death. I have a colleague who would have a can of Liquid Death a day, which sounds like an insult. Like, there's gotta be a copyright or some reason that nobody has made a water company called Whoop Ass so that you can open up a can of Whoop Ass. I'm not the first to come up with that idea. I can't be the first to have come up with that idea. Uh-oh, ADHD is kicking in. I'm now staring at my background, and I'm trying to figure out what could I change to make the background a little bit more, friendly. Because it's a little static. Obviously, we have it's down here. My moving nameplate with all the socials, and hey, look, a nice shout out to the Discord. Remember, !Discord if you're not in the Discord yet. Or if you want to be in the Discord, !Discord. If you're not in the Discord and you don't want to be there, then don't join. Because you don't want to. But I've been trying to think of, like, what can I do to help with the lazy eyes? As an ADHD, autism is everywhere, and individuals have these. And sometimes it's nice to just have an eye distraction, something that slowly is like moving back and forth or something like that. Just some kind of movement to distract from the static background. Some kind of loop that if you just need a place to just get distracted, you can. And I don't have that. Technically, I do in Rowan. Rowan fits that bill very well, except he's not here all the time. So I've been trying to figure out what can I do without being distracting. I considered a GIF of a light option, like having a little bit of like a shadow and light effect off into the corner, and it just kind of sways back and forth slowly. But I also didn't know how to do that. Actually, I have an artist friend. I can always ask B. Because I think I can design the effect. I just need to figure out how to gifify it and turn it into a loopable animation. The Powerpuff Girls were originally called the Whoop Ass Girls because instead of Chemical X, the professor accidentally spilled a can of Whoop Ass into the mixture. Classic. Whoop Ass wouldn't sell in stores because of the swear word on it unless it was marked specifically for adults. Or marketed specifically for adults. I mean, ass was kind of the swear word that has most widely been accepted as losing its, like, swear, right? I believe bitch was the next one to fall. That is still an insulting word, but it's starting to lose its swearness. And same with shit even, is starting to lose its swearness. The, like, only lasting swear word, even damn, I am wrong. Ass was not the first. Damn was definitely the one to lose its swear word status. If you talk to a hyper-religious individual, they still treat damn as a swear word, but it is definitely the lightest of all of them. But in today's day and age, it's kind of just fuck. And even then, it's starting to become commonplace. Not quite yet, but it's getting there. But that's interesting. I never really considered that the downside of having ass on a can. Hold on. That sentence just clicked. The word ass on a can would cause sales issues. Mostly because this all started with liquid death. How can a can, I know there's no swear word on it, but how can you call a can liquid death when it literally has the liquid of life inside of it? But that didn't cause any issues. Fun philosophical things for the marketing majors out there, or the marketeers. Is that what a person that does marketing? A marketeer? Don't care, that's what they are now. You have a joke in mind and a piece of trivia, but they're both a little spicy. Fascinating. I have curiosity. I'm scared about my curiosity, but I have curiosity. I think I'm gonna aim for 15 more minutes. Like high PG-13 to low R spicy. Oh, all right. Go for it. I'm gonna aim for like 12 minutes from now, so top of the hour is when I think we will pivot over to the grids and the gaming and the discussion. How many rabbits does it take to screw in a light bulb? I think I know where this is going. One, but they did it multiple times. How many rabbits fit inside a light bulb? Just two. It's getting them in the light bulb. That's the hard part. How many rabbits fit inside a light bulb? See, I was gonna go with the other question. How many light bulbs fit inside a rabbit? Wait. Don't look that up. Don't look that up. 30. What do you mean confirmed? Hold on. The 36 already stunned me. What do you mean confirmed? How many tests? You know what? No asking questions. We're just gonna leave. I thought the Easter Bunny was handing out eggs. I didn't realize I was supposed to return light bulbs. The other thing is that you can't find any proof of this off the cuff, but you swear there was an energy drink brand called Bear Sailor once. Sailor. I mean, Bear Ass would be a fantastic energy drink name, to be honest. Sailor as in a man of the sea. Ah! Yeah, see, Bear Ass would be a wonderful name for something. That would be funny. Bear Semen is a weird one. Yeah, that would be a weird energy drink, but, you know, energy drinks need to come up with weird names in order to sell. Or maybe just, every time I've heard about an energy drink, a friend of mine would describe it in a weird way. Like, I had a friend in high school who wasn't a Red Bull. I mean, Red Bull's already kind of a weird one, right? Wasn't a Monster. My friend in high school liked NOS, which I don't even know if NOS is still around, but it was a blue bottle, like a nitrous oxide, and he described the taste as orange juice and lightning. You know what? Maybe it was just this friend. Maybe all the weird things that I associate with energy drinks is just this friend. You swear that was a thing, but maybe it's just an artifact from a bygone time? Very possible. It's like if you try to find Surge anywhere, or even try to look up Surge. NOS is outstanding, and it's still around. Oh, drank one not too long ago. Fascinating. Maybe I haven't been looking hard enough, but I was so used to, like, back in high school and like even middle school and early college, I would see them at gas stations. And last time, not that I looked hard because I don't actively look for NOS, but I don't remember seeing one at a gas station recently. They have a guava flavor. Oh, fascinating. Realized a really funny thing several hours after you posted when you have a friend to the Discord. Did you now? Is it because you have a friend? I had a friend once. You didn't look hard? Is that what she... That's my secret, Cap. I'm always hot. You saw Phantoms and I reacted to the meme, and you realized that the Squidwards in the meme actually do color. Wait! That can't be true. I completely ignored that. That can't be true. Fuck! Damn! Okay, maybe it can't be true. The Incredible Bulk. Yes! The Incredible Bulk. Full of nonsensical, but always full. Now, every now and again, that meme will flash in your mind. When said the Squidwards, it's you two. Yes. Just like when we played the We Were Here games, which, don't worry, I'm gonna rope Phantoms into playing the next We Were Here games. Soon. I don't know what soon means. But eventually, there, that's a better promise. Eventually, we will continue the We Were Here. Because that was fun as hell. I like solving puzzles. I like playing games with friends. I like the weird things that happen by playing puzzle games with friends. Especially, the We Were Here is a perfect example of this. There's another game that I think I plan on playing with quite a few people. Who here has heard of Keep Talking and No One Explodes? I'm assuming at least a few of you have heard of that. But it's a game that I plan on playing with Phantoms, because the nonsense we would say to each other during that is, oh, it would be great. I also plan on playing it with Yuricom. You guys remember Yuri? We've done a couple of Peak streams together. I plan on doing it with Ishtis, because I personally think, especially with Ishtis and how she talks about her accent and how she's hard to understand, I think that would be really fun to have an angry, confident French woman yell at me at trying to defuse a bomb and I have no idea what she's saying. I think that would be enjoyable to watch. It's going to be painful for me. I'm going to have an angry French woman yelling at me saying defuse this bomb by doing A, B, and C, and then I'm not going to understand it. It's going to be great. One Hulk parody you're aware of is the Inconsolable Sulk from Hard Time. I've never heard that one. I've only heard about the Credible Hulk, because he cites his sources. Rowan's here. Let's put Rowan on the screen. We've got a few games to play. The list builds daily. Yes, it does. But yeah, we have to do some We Were Here, because it's fun shenanigans when you have to interact with a game, but you need information from a friend, and the friend can only provide you said information verbally, when it would be so much better if you could do it visually. That's literally how the We Were Here series exists. Same with the Keep Talking and No One Explodes. It'll be fun. Hard Time is eccentric, as in any M. Dickey game. Unfamiliar. Beverage. Okay. I should probably... Actually, you know what? It might be better that I haven't actually read through all of these categories. Obviously, I have glanced at them a little bit, but I actually don't know what all of these categories are. And I'm going to make a rule today, which should make sense, that I can't repeat games. And I'm going to try to avoid repeating sequels, unless we can come up with a damn good reason. So for example, like, I can't put Crash Bandicoot and Crash Bandicoot 2 on this. I'm just gonna have to put a Crash game. Now, CTR or Crash Bash, or even though it's the same universe, same characters, but a completely different feel, that's completely on the table. So we could put like Mario Party, Mario 64, maybe not Mario 64 in a side scroll, but I'm probably not putting a single Mario game on this list, so we don't have to worry about that. Really pushing for that ASMR stream? No! I refuse! I will have to be bribed. I will never do it by my own volition. But if we get 10,000 subscribers... No, I'm not even gonna joke about that. Because even if I am ecstatically happy and we get 10,000 subscribers, first of all, holy fucking shit, what a dream. But third of all, no. I refuse to do ASMR. ASMR sends chills up my spine. I can only imagine what it would be like for me to attempt to do it. Although there is a joke ASMR that I have considered before, but serious ASMR? No, never. Uga Bagulu. Clara, good eye, welcome. Bagula Uga to you as well. Oh, 10,000 subscribers is what you meant. Yeah. Yes. What did you think I meant? I'm kind of scared of what you thought I meant, or what you interpreted, or what you're riffing off of. I'm upset that I asked. You heard 10,000 subs and your mind went in a very different direction. Yeah, no, not like that. Although that would be an easier promise to make, to say, yes, I will guarantee do ASMR sub, an ASMR stream if I somehow ever obtain 10,000 subs. Seeing that in Phantom's interpretation will never happen, I think I can make that promise. I'll learn eventually. I mean, I literally have a button on my keyboard that can increase that number, but I try to avoid pushing that button for safety reasons. I forget just how fun it is to actually just puppet this model. It's so fun to just see how reactive, what kind of facial expressions I can make. You kind of forget about it sometimes. Obviously, all the models always have the fancy number of buttons and the, like, toggles and whatnot. I've never cared about toggles. I like expressiveness. Because everybody, myself included, forgets about the toggle buttons. But what you never lose is who you are. So as long as you're being expressive, no matter what you're doing, it's fun. And it's always on. Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes has been bought and downloaded. Hell yeah! Is it on sale? Or did you just full raw buy that? What game did I recently put on my... Oh, right. Nope. Actually, yep. I bought that one too. Right? Hold on. I bought Keep Talking No One Explodes, right? Oh, Reanimal is the one that Ish wants to play, and we're both waiting for it to go on sale. Okay. That makes more sense. Oh, nope. There it is. Raw buy is a crazy thing to say out loud. But yes, that is what you did. I think there might be a couple of streamers that I've been watching and they've been rubbing off on me. I'm not as bad as them, but that doesn't say a whole lot. That's like saying, the bar isn't high. I learned from the tallest building in existence. The bar is high. It's just not highest. Where'd Rowan go? Want to make sure I don't accidentally back up over him. But he did leave, unfortunately. I think. Yeah, it looks like he left. That's okay, the Emperor has things to do. Okay. I learned from a building once. It was a solid foundational training. Bravo, bravo. I really need to download a clap sound. So instead of a clap, that came through, right? Me now realizing that I don't have building jokes is what you do. Ha ha ha! That has two meanings. But okay. Not to say I'm done with yapping and tired of yapping, because I'm definitely not tired of yapping. I'm going to be yapping for a while. But I did say at the top of the hour, we're gonna move over to today's fun activity. I feel like a kindergartner teacher. Regardless, we're gonna move over. So over here. Is that how much space I take up? What the hell? Okay. Double checking, make sure there is no accidentally dox myself and give people my private information like money and or identity. Looks like it's all handled. Let's risk it for the biscuit. Ah, there it is. Okay, there's a little bit of a wiggle, but there we go. All right. Welcome to About Me Video Games, and I am realizing, oh, there's my mouse. Never mind, I was about to say, I'm realizing my mouse is not captured. Yeah, it is. I just have to click into the window. I was being a dum-dum. All right, About Me Video Games. We have a lovely 20 categories for me to find 20 video games throughout my life that I think fit these categories. Again, I haven't even read the categories, but that's what we're gonna do today. So you get to learn a little bit about me, assuming you don't already know all of these answers. You might, but some answers might surprise you. Let's see, we have the obvious things like favorite game, best story. Okay, that one's gonna be hard for me. I hate stories. Favorite art style, I like that. Biggest personal impact, that's probably gonna be the one that gives the most depth in my character. Best combat. Overhated. Wait, can I change these? I can! Overhated. To be paired with overrated. Okay, I like this. Underrated is gonna be similar to overhated versus overrated. Needs a remake. Okay, I like that. Criminally overlooked. I already know what's going here. Favorite protagonist, favorite antagonist, best soundtrack, I think I know what's going here too. Best multiplayer, not usually my thing, but, ooh, I like these. These are good categories. Turn my brain off, best with friends, best retro, I think I know what's going there. Nostalgic childhood game, that's cruel. Game everyone should play. Okay. Do you guys want to go in order? Or do you want to jump around? And if we go in order, what order should we go in? I'm a little torn to just say, let's go in order, because that means the first one is your favorite game. And also you can see there's plenty of popular games here, but we're not going to be picking many of those because I don't play a lot of popular games. D20, baby. Ooh. I don't hate that. Let me... New window. Especially because there's 20 off the rip. Yeah, I think we can do a D20 to at least start it off. But eventually we're going to start rolling duplicates and we will probably just start picking and choosing from there. But I don't hate the idea of leaning into the dice mechanic as we do. Let's see, let's move the little D20 over there for now. I think that's a good spot for it. Out of the way, we're not going to be using that corner anyways. Okay. I like this. And it'll just go in standard order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20. So left to right, top to bottom, etc. Blah, blah, blah. No, none of this spiral business. None of this shit. It's just top, bottom, go. All right, let's see where we should start. And roll it. Number 19, I guess. We're going with nostalgic childhood game. Okay. The good news is there's a handful of these for me. The bad news is I think this might be the fun part about doing the dice mechanic. Right now, the board is my oyster. The board is my canvas. The blank, there's nothing there. So I can pick anything. But I'm scared. What if I pick something too soon? What if I want to use it somewhere else? Because, for example, I'll tell you one right here. Your answer would likely be Road Rash 64. That is a classic. Road Rash 64 is another really, like, I have good memories with that game. But, like, so a nostalgic childhood game, right? Like, I could easily... My glorious man crit, Pyro! It's late as fuck for you. But g'day, welcome. So, for example, holy fuck, what are these? What is this? Crash Bandicoot Crash Bandicoot 2. Is this a remake? And why is this Crash Bandicoot and this Crash Bandicoot different? Oh my god, why are there so many Crash Bandicoots? What are these? Nuance, we get to ignore those. Or super early, okay, that's true. You like funny Lego men on motorcycle hitting each other. Fair. So for example, nostalgic childhood game, I could put Crash Bandicoot on here pretty easy. Just wanted to come by to see ya and? You don't know? You'll find out soon? Oh, what the fuck? You built that up for nothing. Could do with not the rubber band if you get a lead, though. That's how those games work, though. But, like, for example, nostalgic childhood game, I could easily put a Crash Bandicoot here. Like, Crash Bandicoot 1. Specifically, it's Crash Bandicoot 2 is what would go here. But I'm looking over the other... like, categories, and I think I want to put Crash Bandicoot 2 somewhere else. So instead, I know exactly what I'm putting in my nostalgic childhood game. Because I'm going to put one that I have so much nostalgia for. I even tried to play recently, but I couldn't find it very well. And that would be Battletoads and Double Dragon. So if you have never heard of Battletoads Double Dragon, get that fuck up. Get up. Leave. No. Remove. There. Not my favorite game. But Battletoads and Double Dragon. Battletoads DD is more strict than Battletoads. Yes. But I never had the original Battletoads. The only Battletoads games that I have, this is the new one. I can't believe this actually exists. I kind of miss Battletoads. But Battletoads Double Dragon was my favorite game as like a young child, 5-6 years old. Because it was one of the only games I had. I also had Battletoads and Battlemania. Again, a game without Zitz, who was my favorite Toad. But you could only play as Rash or Pimple. Man, I think I understand why this series didn't take off too well. But Battletoads Double Dragon, I fondly remember playing with my father. I barely had like friends come over to play because I was still too young, but I very much remember playing this game with my father, and we had a blast. You can't just accumulate a huge pile of lives because there's a cap, whereas in Battletoads, if you get good at juggling birds in the Wookiee hole, you can rack them up. Interesting. You got Battle Maniacs, but never got around to playing it. I got stuck at the same spot in Battletoads and Battle Maniacs that you do in the normal Battletoads. You get on the racers, and you try to jump over the bubble pits, and then I just can't ever make the right jump. Nuance, nostalgia childhood game, is Battletoads and Double Dragon. And Double Dragon, fun fact, Double Dragon is a game about just two guys that just punch. How they paired up with the Battletoads, I have no fucking idea. Ironically, this makes the first warp in Battletoads an active detriment if you're not all good enough to not need the lives. Also, for Turbo Tunnel and Battletoads, do not move left or right when doing big jumps. Interesting. I always moved left or right because I tried to like hang left at the start of the jump and then moved all the way to the right to land it. But again, I struggled. If you do, you will probably fall through the floor. Oh! I just didn't know how to get enough height. Like, I never knew if I was supposed to ramp off the bottom one, if I had to jump into the floating sky ramp. Nuance, I never was able to do it. That being said, I think Battletoads and Double Dragon is available on Nintendo Switch, Super Nintendo emulator. I think it made it. Because I remember playing this recently, and I can't remember if I downloaded an emulator or if I played it on Nintendo Switch. I might check my Switch after stream, because I need to remember if that game exists. You don't know how relevant that is to Battle Maniacs? Unsure. But Battle Maniacs is definitely a more, it's obviously a later game, so it is a little more sound, but it's still a Super Nintendo on a cartridge held together with whatever they were capable of doing. But all right, there was our roll. We got Battletoads and Double Dragon. I'm glad. See, these are why I need to talk this out, because I was instinctively going to put Donkey Kong Country 3 into the nostalgia childhood games, because I played the living crap out of that game growing up. But Battletoads Double Dragon is the one that's going to hit my nostalgia. All right, let's roll again. We just can't get a 19. A 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Best combat. Okay. This is bad. Best combat. What game have I praised for having the best combat? Spoilers. The answer is no FromSoft games. Oh yeah, I reminded you. Cool, you finally ordered the Switch too. Good for you. With Legends ZA, yeah. Now you just need to wait to find out that the game is total depression. Have fun. Here to say hi, give a like, and say bye. Thanks for stopping by, Omi. I know it's late. Pyro, the actual fuck. I know it's late for both of you. Thank you for dropping by. But yes, definitely check out the VOD on this one, because there's going to be a lot of fun, like what video games we put here. But I will also be posting the final thing both to YouTube and to the Discord. So even if you can't catch the today's stream and VOD about how we're building it, you can at least see the end. Sleep is a misconception of the government. That is not true. Birds are a misconception. What do you mean a misconception? Wait, hold on. I think your lack of conceptioning is depriving you of sleep. Sorry, I had a stroke. Anyways, I think you... Okay, VOD it is? Yes, the VOD's always available. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun going through these. All right, we're on number 5. Best combat. I need to think about what game do I praise for its combat. The problem, you get it, Craig, you get the vibes, yay! Off the top of your head, you can't think of anything besides, as stupid as it sounds, Genshin Impact. You like doing fairly simple rotations when it's not tab targeting. True. And here's the thing, there's a difference between satisfying combat, enjoyable combat, and like really well executed combat. Like, I would not be surprised if best combat went to like Elden Ring for some people, or a Dark Souls game. I personally think if I liked these, fighters would go here really well. Like a Mortal Kombat game could have really good combat. I mean, that's the entire purpose of it. Also, cluster bombs were neat. Again, never played Genshin, so I don't know. But games that I think would be really good to go into like the best combat would be like Devil May Cry games, button mashers. And I don't want to sound way too old. I mean, we still call them boomers because boomers are the grandparent age right now, but pretty soon we're going to be talking about millennials, which I am one, as the old farts. And I feel super nostalgic because like best combat, I'm starting to think about like what games do I play that I enjoy a lot. And I'm trying to, here's the problem. I'm trying to follow the rule where I don't want to duplicate any of these. You never catch you picking Devil May Cry because you hate score attacks. And that's fine. But it is a very smooth combo oriented, very satisfying fighter. So its combat could be good. I'm not going to put it there though. Crit about to become GG Crit? Yeah. What's up, Chris and Zeno? G'day. Welcome. G Crit? I think GG Crit. Yeah, it sounds better. But the game that I will clock the most hours into that is a combat focused one and that I absolutely love has to be Monster Hunter World. As much as I love Wilds, and Wilds is fantastic. Jijirit? Jijirit? I think Jijikrit is the best so far. Despite your misgivings, Mega Man Zero is probably the first thing you can think of as a second place. Ooh, particularly 04 because it's just entertaining to smack a guy twice and all of a sudden half his health is gone. Very fair, very fair. But I'm putting Monster Hunter World as best combat. I am not much of an action gamer. I'm much more of a puzzle and a platforming and a thinking. Joining the Yap Sesh with some Diablo, Dusted Chicken Nugs. Hell yes! But Monster Hunter World is a combat system that I absolutely love. Monster Hunter World got me into the Monster Hunter series. It is why I am a Monster Hunter fan. There is a good chance that this is competing for favorite game, and I'm going to say this right now. Favorite game is what we're going to do last, and favorite game is going to have an exception to the rule of duplicates because there is a damn good chance that my favorite game is in this list for another reason. There's a reason it's my favorite game. I can't just say this is my favorite game and now I'm going to rate everything about games lesser, put it less on the list because of a stupid arbitrary rule. Favorite game is a standalone by itself. That one might be duplicative. I'm going to try my best for everything else to be different though. Crit is officially crowned Crit is GG Crit Myth. I never agreed to the official nickname. I was telling you which one sounds best. Also remember that hydration is good. Good call. You can't say that 03 and 04 don't have depth. You just find the entire series very annoying. Too bad, so sad. But best combat, I'm putting in Monster Hunter World. I love the Monster Hunter series. I love the combat. Maybe it's because the game goes in a direction that isn't Dark Souls of why I love Monster Hunter so much. The hunting of the big monsters, the fact that I feel like, yes, when you have a new monster, it's intimidating, very similar to a Dark Souls boss because you don't know its attack patterns. But unlike a Dark Souls boss, the monster's attacks feel, I don't want to say natural, but they feel less personal. I think that's the easier way to put it. The monster isn't actively trying to kill you. The monster is actively trying to defend itself. Dark Souls, those bosses hate you. Monster Hunter, this is an animal that you have threatened. And I think the AI definitely reflects that in, maybe not because it's just, again, it's a game and enemies move. Hey, Rowan, welcome back. But you could tell the designers had that in mind. And because of that, there's a lot more openings. There's so many more things to do that isn't just, I'm going to be naked, I'm going to roll an iframe and not get hit because I'll get one shot and then play a dex build. Clearly, I don't like Souls. Clearly, I have a prejudice towards the peak Souls style. But I like Monster Hunter's combat, and World put it on the map as the greatest improvement over the games I never played. But I love Monster Hunter World. I think it's still the game that I have the most hours in on Steam. Pretty sure you've mentioned your personal favorite game many times in this chat before is Xenogears. Never would have guessed. Stand tall and shake the heavens. And you do think you should play through Zero once Battle Network is wrapped. It'll kick the snot out of you, but you should give it a go. Maybe. Anyways, how are you, GG Crit? I am advising GG Crit to not respond to that, but I appreciate your question. All right, best combat, Monster Hunter World. Shocker, I'm a Monster Hunter fanboy. I think I had talked about my 5 favorite games of all time, and Monster Hunter is constantly on that list. What's next? Let's roll a dice. 5 and 19 are off the table. 15 is valid, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15! Not usually my thing, but... I think I know what I'm gonna put here. So this is where we're gonna put the game that you enjoyed, even though normally you wouldn't. And I'm torn between two options here. I'm going to put the obvious option is Dark Souls 1. I am not a Souls-like player. Haven't even finished the game. But this game is fun. There's a reason we're playing it all weekend. Dark Souls 1 could very easily fit the not usually my thing, but. However, Dark Souls 1, I have never... Why is there a Bleach game here? Why is there a Sonic game here? Doesn't matter. I have never once thought of Dark Souls as cracking into my top 5 favorite games of all time. The Legends of Dragoon is your call for this one. I've never played that, but I'm glad you have your own. But not usually my thing. There is one game that isn't usually my thing. Because I'm going to list off what my thing isn't. I'm not much of a first-person shooter. I know it's a very common genre, but outside of playing Halo, and maybe a little Call of Duty back when it was in its Modern Warfare, the first time around, I never really played first-person shooters. I got into Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Halo 3 and Halo Reach because I wanted to play with my friends on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network. But I've never been much of a first-person shooter myself. I also played Overwatch for the same reason, because I had friends to play with. But I'm not much of a first-person shooter person, so first-person games usually aren't my thing, unless they're RPGs. But there is another game that is based on a mechanic that I have never enjoyed in video games, and that's time limits. Time limits always fill me with dread, because it puts an arbitrary pressure, and I like exploring. I like understanding what's going on, so I've never liked time limits. Now, that being said, timers have never bothered me. Time limits bother me, but timers never did. If it counts down and hitting 0 stops, I feel stressed. But if it counts up and all the timer is for score, I don't care. 4-disc PS1 RPG would bore you to tears if it didn't have additions. Interesting. Back in the day, your answer to this one would have been Dance Dance Revolution. Wow. Do yourself a favor and never play Radiata Stories? Understood. Dance Dance Revolution is actually a good one. Like Guitar Hero is another one that could go here, if not usually my thing. Except I am a rhythm game player. I love rhythm games. So that one, it's 100% on table. However, I wonder if any of you have picked up on what I'm putting down with the idea of a first-person time limit game. That it's not usually my thing, but I have stated that this game creeped its way into my top 5 favorite games of all time. And that is Neon White. And that's what's going into not usually my thing, but it is a first-person shooter/card game with very limited ammo. Everything about Neon White I shouldn't like. There's timers, there's limited ammo. I guess you can make the argument that the game is kind of like a puzzle game because of that. But Neon White isn't my normal thing. But Neon White is without a doubt in my top 5 favorite games of all time. In fact, it is competing with one that is currently on the board. Can you guess which one? And I'm also going to be very upset if any of my... I would be shocked if the other 3 top 5 favorite games don't make it to the list in one way or another. But it's Neon White. It's not usually my thing, but that game is outstanding. All right, next on the list. 16. Turn my brain off. I already know this answer. This one's straightforward and easy. There are times you just need to not think, and you just want to play. I say this is easy, but I don't know if I want to put this one here. You could just cruise through Zelda 2. You in 2 classic with your guess? I unfortunately have never played Time Crisis. So you did go a little too classic. All right, turn my brain off. Here's the problem. There are a couple of games that fit this criteria of turn your brain off, and I'm actually pulling up my Steam right now and making sure nothing is appearing. Good. Because I have a few of these. There's some contemporary ones, like Ball Pit. Ball Pit was a lot of fun. That's a turn your brain off. Vampire Survivors is another turn your brain off. It's just, you play for classic, good, old-fashioned fun. Any idle game. An idle game, that's another classic one. But there's some... I'm trying to think of one where it's like, you play not to think, just to have fun. Vampire Survivors might be the peak of that for me. But I want to see if there's any other one that, like, I have just constantly gone back to. And, like, I don't want to think. I just want to relax. And it's got to be one I currently play, right? I can't, like, say, oh, yes, my turn my brain off kind of... Actually, there's a lot of crit slop games out there. Oh, wait, I know what it is. Here's one you're never going to guess and probably never played. Future Cop LAPD. I never have. A game made back when EA had balls and creativity. Damn. You could also fit a Ragnarok Online private server here, though it's less fun and more activity. I think I might know what I'm going to put here. Yeah, I actually know what I'm going to put here. And it's not one that I thought I was going to put here. And I'm glad I went through my Steam library to remember this. I do have a turn my brain off kind of game. It's a game that I have 100%ed 3 times. And I do it for fun. Just because I enjoy the game. The game is not very hard. But it is... You know, maybe this isn't the... Am I misinterpreting turn your brain off? I'm thinking of a game that I can just pick up and play, or is this meant to be a game that, like, I know I have a couple of friends that would call RuneScape perfect of turn your brain off, of like, you have it there, you do some interactions, but it's a second monitor game. Is that what it's looking for with the turn your brain off? In which case I have to put Vampire Survivors. It's like the only one that fits that criteria for me. It helped the private server if your class were a little less clunky, or if the mouse hotkeys were less skittish. Or maybe if you had an epic gamer mouse with 300 buttons and could use those buttons for hotkeys. True. I think that's the Razer Naga does that, and there's probably some Logitech and Corsair equivalents. I'm not too familiar with the multi-button pressing. I am happy with my... What do I currently have? I have a Basilisk? Yeah, I have a Razer Basilisk. When using the context in movies, you usually think of dumb entertainment, the kind where you're not supposed to think about all the plot contrivance and stupidity. Okay, then this game fits this perfectly, and this is exactly what I want to put here. And that is Maneater. It's a dumb game about being a shark, and it's an RPG where you grow as a shark and become absolutely an apex predator, and then in the DLC you become a nuclear weapon and the narrator goes crazy. It is a dumb, stupid game, but my god is it a lot of fun. I have talked to many of friends about Maneater. It's not exciting, but I have a shitload of fun playing Maneater. Again, I have 100%ed it 3 different times. Because it's just dumb fun. Can I eat you, man? No. Don't try. Maneater is also the Demon Souls boss that everyone hates. I did not know that. But yes, Maneater. 100%. I'm glad this game made it. Don't be sad, you asked a question. And if you're asking, that means you aren't expecting a yes. You have to be open to all the different answers that can come up from the question. Otherwise, you're demanding. Now, here's your question about the game. Is Hall and Oates on the soundtrack? Not to my knowledge. You wanted a yes, though. That's okay to want a yes. But you have to be open to the fact that it wasn't guaranteed. All right, what's next on our list? Now that we have Maneater on here. I wasn't expecting Maneater to make it, but I'm so glad it did. I have way too much stupid fun with that. And it's not even a crit slop game. What was the latest crit slop game that I played? Hold on, it made it to my 100%. Leave It Alone? Actually, Leave It Alone could have made that list. Space Rock Breaker? Where's the stupid one with the trees? Actually, a game about digging a hole could make this list very easily. Forest Hustle, that was the one I'm thinking of. Good old crit slop games. Is there a D16 on that die? Nope, but there is a D12. I'm just going to keep rolling the D20 until we get low enough to where it's less than a 50-50, in which case I'm just going to switch over to a D10. Or D15, since favorite game is locked for the final. We'll just keep re-rolling. Here's the fun fact. As long as we keep re-rolling, we're guaranteed to hit a blank eventually. But with 4 out of the way, the odds of hitting one we've already have is a little on the low side. Overhated. So I want to understand this phrase, overhated. I'm assuming this is the personal choice? Or is this where I put a game that I believe is overhated and shouldn't be? Or should I just put a game here that I overhate? That's how I'm reading it, because like I think underrated is the other way around, where a lot of people don't like it, but it's better than what people think. And overrated is the opposite. It's way too good and people should calm down on it. Overhated. I think when I first read it was, there is a lot of hatred towards it, but it's not justified. You put a game that I think it's overhated. So a game that like I like and I think a bunch of people hate when they shouldn't. Okay, I can see that. Where it's like there's a lot of hatred towards it, but I'm a defender of it, so I think it is overhated. Yeah, I think I like that. Because I think otherwise, if it's a game that I really hate, isn't that just an overrated game in my opinion then? Something that I don't like that everybody else does. So yeah, a game that everybody dislikes. And underrated is just like, maybe it's not that everybody dislikes it, it's just, it's better than what people think of it. It's more so as a game you think is bad, but people just hate on it too much. Okay. So like, it's known more for the hatred than it is the game. Okay. You'll call Mega Man X7? That is a valid choice, actually. Your pick would be Chrono Cross. Ooh, another good one. There might be some bias at this overhated, because I know exactly what I want to put here, and unfortunately, it's going to break a rule if I put it there. And that's, I want to put Monster Hunter Wilds there. Kind of like how Roblox is cringe, but it's not that bad. Okay, I see what you mean. Unless we talk about some of the other stuff going on there. Yeah, we'll just... I've never touched Roblox, and I had no interest to start. You were going to put a Mega Man next game on there. It should be X6, not X7. You think X7 is appropriately hated. See, I did not mind X7. But, like, good, stay pure, thank you. I have a nephew that plays Roblox, and that's all I needed to see. But Monster Hunter Wilds is 100% the game I want to put in the overhated, because it got hatred. Don't get me wrong. Some of the negative reviews were earned. The game was not optimized on release, and that is not fair to people. However, that I had no problem running the game. There were a couple of visual things, but I had about a lower mid, upper low, like right between the low and mid size, like strength computer. I didn't have anything fancy. I had an old i7, and I had a 4060 Ti, 8GB version, mind you. And I was able to run the game fine at 1080p, 60 frames per second. That wasn't an issue. I couldn't stream it because my system was not strong enough to handle my VTuber model while streaming it. So I swapped over to a PNG tuber and then streamed it. And that was fine. I then upgraded my graphics card so that I could stream Monster Hunter Wilds. So I definitely understand the lack of optimization on it. But unfortunately, people, every single time a new release came out for it, a new free update, new DLC content, people are just like, you didn't update the graphics, it still sucks, fuck you. And I think Monster Hunter Wilds 100% deserves the overhated section here, but I'm not going to break the rule. Monster Hunter has already been placed for best combat. I'm not going to put another Monster Hunter game on, even though I do think Monster Hunter Wilds is my perfect overhated. Although, I say I don't want to break the rule, but I mostly meant the rule so I wouldn't like cop out and be like, oh, Crash Bandicoot, and then this one is Crash Bandicoot 2. But this is for completely different reasons. It's more the Monster Hunter world. I even could have put Wilds here, but I didn't want to. You vote let it slide? Because it's for different reasons. This isn't about the gameplay, this is just what happened to the game. So yeah, I appreciate it. I feel like this is one of those exceptions of it can slip through. Because it's not like I'm saying the favorite protagonist is Wilds. Favorite antagonist is World. Just, I'm trying to avoid that. But yeah, okay, I think this can work. And it'll be fun. But I also want it to be honest. I don't want to be like, Monster Hunter Wilds is my pick for overhated. But let me think of a backup because of an arbitrary rule. I am certain I can think of different games for every category. But this is going to be the only time that we put a duplicate of Monster Hunter. Because I think Best Combat and Overhated sum up the newest Monster Hunter games quite accurately. The problem you have with Roblox, as someone who has never played Roblox, is like 6/8 of the community and 2/8 the ugly avatars. Ah! Why'd you go in 8s? Isn't that 3/4 and 1/4? Regardless. Rolling. Who's next? Still no duplicates. This is what we like. Favorite art style. Ooh. Mega Man ZX Advent? I don't know if I'm putting a Mega Man game here for favorite art style. So, let's address the two elephants in the room. We have streamed two very artistic looking games, right? In Okami, and the art style is incredible. I don't know if I would call it my favorite, but it is incredible. And Clair Obscure Expedition 33. Another absolutely wonderful artistic style game and deserves its credit for best art. But this isn't best art. This is favorite art style. Rowan and I are an awesome team crit. Thank you, Red Mage. He's sleeping on my feet right now. Joe just ousted himself as a spider. He counts in base 8. And that about Roblox bites because you wouldn't have minded trying one of those Sonic EX games. Favorite art style. God, this is tough. You know what? Cat plus feet equals can't move. Them the rules. This is the rules. Okami is a strong contender. Okami is. Because in terms of like stylized art, it's incredible. And I love Okami's art. There's no denying that. I feel like I might get hatred for what I'm thinking of, though. You're about to drive home from work? Well, remember, well, obviously, this is YouTube, so either listen to the stream as like the radio or just drive safe no matter what. Well, no matter what, drive safe. This is a surface of the sun scorching take, but you don't know You don't like how Okami looks basically at all, and Expedition 33 isn't ideal either. Yeah, it's a stylized art, and if that's not for you, that's okay. But in stylized, it helps in its longevity, because it doesn't have to be crisp, clean edges. And I personally think the industry is moving way too far into realistic, crisp, clean edge look. And it's actually one of the problems with some of the upscaling that's happening. It is straight up AI stealing art and redrawing stuff, and it sucks. You described E33 before as paint dirt, you think? Mm-hmm. But I liked it. But I'm gonna go for another stylized game because I love the art style of this. And that would be Psychonauts. This isn't the one I was originally thinking. I was originally thinking Kingdom Hearts. Because I like that soft, but still, like, edgy kind of look. But Psychonauts was such a fun adventure, visually, that it's going to take my favorite art style. And when everything looks photorealistic, nothing will look unique. Exactly. Now, don't get me wrong. There's that one game that is 100% based on just trying to look photoreal, and it did a good job with it. That's a cool experiment. It's that this is brilliant, but you like this game meme. Okami and E33 are higher fidelity than, say, Road Rash 64, but you like the stupid Lego man better. That's perfectly fine. Again, this is the advantage of having opinions. You can express them. And there's no such thing as factual that one thing is better than the other, because it's all in matters of taste. Speaking of the phrase in matters of taste, we're about to have an ADHD tangent here. Did you know the phrase "the customer is always right" is half of a quote? And it's been stolen because it's been bastardized to mean the customer is always right. That's not true. The customer is not always right, because the full quote is "the customer is always right in matter of taste." Yes. And that is always true. When you're trying to sell a paint color or a specific like type of rug, the customer is always right in matter of taste. If they say, "I don't want that, I like this," even if you recommend that color is going to clash, if that's what they want, they're right. Let them want it. They can order it. The customer is always right is not fucking true. Yes, and the in matter of taste bit is the end, and it matters a lot. The actual intent is closer to, if someone wants to buy something, sell it to them even if you think it's stupid. Exactly. They have the right to say, "I want that." And then you as the salesperson have to say, "Okay, I will sell it to you." It's not, "I demand stuff." It's like, well, we no. It's like, "But I'm the customer." It's like, I don't give a shit. You can want what you want. If it's something here that I can sell to you, sure. But you're not the boss here. You are the product. All right, let's roll again. Are we gonna get a duplicate soon? No, still no duplicate. That is 17. Best with friends. What is my favorite friend game? And to be sure, there's a best multiplayer, but best with friends? I mean, I know what I want to put. I'm a little biased because it's new. I want to even see if this has it. It does. I personally think Slay the Spire 2 is best with friends. I think Slay the Spire 2 is a fine game by itself. I think it is elevated to such a level when played with friends. Granted, Mario Kart is one. Mario Kart's another one. The one I was also thinking was Repo and Peak. More Repo. I have had a lot of fun playing Repo and Peak with just a group of friends, and we're just goofing off and doing random stuff. But I think I'm going to lean more towards Slay the Spire 2 here. I enjoy playing Slay the Spire by myself. I do it often. I have way too many hours in this game already. I absolutely love playing Slay the Spire 2 with friends. So I'm putting Slay the Spire 2 because that is my gut instinct. Again, friend slop games like Repo and Peak could fit here very well, and they're best with friends because playing both of those games solo is rough. But I have more fun with Slay the Spire 2. So we're going with it. Next! You like Peak, but it's fun if you play with friends that are not a pain in the bum. It depends on what you're going for, that is true. If you're just going for hee-hees and ha-has, then yes, a little bit of trolling here is kind of funny. But for the most part, I like to play those with the intent of still winning, and then just have the hilarity naturally occur, not be created by a person trolling. Zen. Or like, hey, I have, I think it was the last time I played Peak, I forget when it was. I had a bunch of pitons on me, and a person just shot me with a sleep dart for the ha-has, and then we lost all the pitons and we couldn't win the round. It's like that, sure, it might have caused some funny and I played up into it, but that wasn't fun. You're at liberty to answer this one on the grounds that you don't have friends. Aw. That's disappointing. Because damn, some of your friends are making the challenge a torture. Yeah. Oh wait, Babas, you could have totally gone there? That's actually fair. Playing through that on stream was so fun? Yes. That is actually a fair statement. Like, you play to complete the challenges, and honestly, with your friends, you can't go past Ascent 3 because we would just die. Fair. Alright, let's re-roll this one. I'm sticking with Slay the Spire 2. Babas, you could have gone there, but I understand more the intent of where the best with friends is coming from. Hey, we got our first duplicate, an overhated. Roll again. Another duplicate, the two monster hunters. Rolling again. 10. Criminally overlooked. No discussion. Instantly know this answer. Custom motherfucking Robo. I can't remember. Did I play this on stream or not? I threatened to. I don't think I got around to playing Custom Robo on stream. This might be where you put Slamscape. This is where I'm putting Custom Robo. This is a gem of a GameCube game. This easily could have gone in underrated, but it deserves criminally overlooked. It did not sell well because the original Custom Robo game, this one, was a Japanese-only Nintendo 64 game, where the English Custom Robo is actually Custom Robo Battle Revolution in Japan. You just get rejected? I don't believe so. You might have been ignored, but not rejected. And apparently, Custom Robo Arena, a sequel to Custom Robo Battle Revolution-ish, is a DS game? Game Boy Advance? It might be Game Boy Advance. Xenogear so overlooked, Square itself overlooked even advertising the game or fully funding it. Damn! But yes, 100% Custom Robo is going here. I adored this game. He used the fifth. He did use the fifth. But yes, Custom Robo, hands down. This game is so much better than its sales projection, its popularity, and the limited number of people that have played it. Custom Robo needs a Switch port. I think that would save the IP, although I think the IP has been abandoned, seeing that Custom Robo Arena was a Game Boy Advance game, and that was the last one to come out, because Custom Robo and Custom Robo V2 were both Nintendo games. I don't know about, Nintendo 64 games. I don't know about Custom Robo GX. But yeah, so this IP has been abandoned. Custom Robo, I personally think if it would come to the Switch 2 on the GameCube emulator, would breathe new life into the game. Or hell, give me a Switch 2 remake of Custom Robo, which I see there's a needs a remake on here. Custom Robo actually would have fit that bill as well. It just needs to come back. I think today's day and age would love this game. As a person who wanted Metabots, but a game, because the Metabots game isn't all that good either, but just wanted a Metabots game where you play as a robot, you customize, you have somewhat RPG of, hey, did you just win this battle? Cool. Here's a new part. Use it if you want. Custom Robo, I could go on forever. I think I wanted to put in the 12 games of Crit Myth, and I didn't. Oh, wait, no. Dissidia goes here. Ah. You could hear the air quotes on Metabots game. Yes. Metabots did get a game. I tried it. It just... I wanted it to be Custom Robo. I think the Metabots game is like Mega Man Battle Network, where it's a grid-based card game. I downloaded the it was either the DS or I got a ROM for it for a DS or a handheld emulator, and I tried it. It just wasn't there. Custom Robo checks all the boxes. You get to customize your robot, give it its parts, it does cool stuff, and then you go into a 3D battle arena. It's fantastic. Apparently there was a small competitive scene. The game needed more love because the competitive scene got real specific real fast. Not any of the stuff that came out after Square started using Dissidia as a catch-all for any inter-Final Fantasy crossover. Ah, of course you called Mighty Number 9 a game with the name. Same sarcastic air quotes. Yep. Ooh, Mighty Number 9. Yeah. Or the Mighty 100. Anyways, let's roll the next one. 2. Best story. I know what I want to put here. Because as a person who doesn't really play story games all that often, it is hard for me to be talked out of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I loved Expedition 33's story. Your impulse is to just take the piss and say bad dudes. Okay. But Clair Obscur Expedition 33, for me, is the best story game I have played. It had depths of character. The plot twists were everywhere. The story made sense. Looking back on the game, everything lines up. It won Game of the Year for a reason. Here's Bad Dude's story in its entirety. The president has been kidnapped by ninjas. Are you a bad enough dude to rescue the president? Ah, you probably put Xenosaga, but Clair Obscur is also damn good. Works excellent as a stand-in for any story that's just a flimsy premise. I'm going with Expedition 33. I knew this was going to make the list somewhere. I didn't know where. It was either going to be best story or best soundtrack, to be honest, because Expedition 33 soundtrack is incredible. But I think I have a very special game carved out for best soundtrack. But yeah, Expedition 33 is going to win my best story. All right, what's next on our list? Wow, we're actually making good time. 18. Do we have 18 or is that right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. Best retro game. Okay. Best retro game. I already hear what you guys are typing. How was it for its scope? Slamscape. Okay, maybe I don't hear what you guys are typing. I know... Tough. That's your call. Of course, Xenosaga got 3 games to fully flesh out its plot and characters, but the ending isn't quite so bittersweet. Okay. All right. Does Roller Coaster Tycoon count? Hell yes, it does. Live. Good eye, good eye. Welcome, welcome. Oh shit, you had to pull out Roller Coaster Tycoon. Okay, you just ruined it because now that is competing quite hard. How the fuck does Roller Coaster Tycoon not exist? Oh, because there's no space. Ignore me. I don't know how to spell. You think God of War 2018 has good soundtrack? Yes, it does. Mega Man X? Okay, see, that's what I thought everyone was gonna start typing. So best retro game. Mega Man X2 is a hard contender here. Oh, wait, really? Hey, you're glad you like it too. I love Roller Coaster Tycoon. I have, like, if Battletoads and Double Dragon was not the nostalgic childhood game, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 is. I remember pulling that game out of the cereal box, trying to play that on Windows 95. I'm old as fuck. Maybe it was Windows 98. I love Roller Coaster Tycoon. There's a reason that I have purchased and am ready to play. Fuck, what's it called? Planet Coaster? Yes, I have Planet Coaster lined up in the streamables list. So we will be streaming Planet Coaster in the future. Don't know when, but we will. Because of Roller Coaster Tycoon. However, best retro game. As much as I want to say Mega Man X2, because Mega Man X2 is incredible. And as a Mega Man streamer, it's kind of hard for me to say not Mega Man X2. I think it's Mega Man X2. Fuck. I'm kind of cheating because I'm looking over the board. And the game that competes with Mega Man X2 wins a different spot. So I think we're putting Mega Man X2. I have to put a Mega Man game on this list. I am a Mega Man streamer. Even though, like, not exclusively. I'm a Mega Man streamer, let's be honest. Best retro game, Mega Man X2. It is my favorite of the series because a lot of them blend together. But I remember Mega Man X2. All right, what's next? We're starting to run out of space here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As a matter of fact, we're on halfway. So let's move over and do a D10 then. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So we're just going to count in order of spaces. We're going for a D10. You think that's fine? Cool. All right. Let's go to the next one. Where are we going? I said the cursed two numbers. 9, 10? Where are we going? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Favorite antagonist. 6 and the one after. 1 doesn't come after 6. Silly, Pyro. Of course, you had to put Mega Man up here. He's blue. I'm blue. Dabba dee dabba die dabba da bee dabba die dabba bee dabba bye. Am I okay? I don't think I'm okay. Huh. No, I'm not. Damn! He rage baits you. GG Crit does. Yes. That's fine, because we are all not okay. Aww. Oh, important antagonists can be bad guy or just a rival. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. You elect to not say what your answer to this is because despite everyone acting like everyone already knows it, it still counts as a spoiler. Okay. I feel like a cop-out answer, or like if this wasn't a personal list, this was just in general who's the best antagonist. Obviously things like Sephiroth would be up here. But what game do I think has the best antagonist? Or at least favorite antagonist? This is a tricky one. I might actually have to look at a list. Because I'm trying to think of, like, what game did I love for the antagonist? You would say your favorite antagonist would be Blue from Pokemon, as he's just an asshole for the sake of being an asshole. See, I mean, that's a fair one. Like, Pokemon Red and Blue is one I would put here. Possible second place is Oracle of Seasons because Onyx is a neat guy. Graph from Xenogears. Doth thou desire the power? But see, it's... You have to like the antagonist, and it made the game better because of their existence. It actually puts up credible resistance versus Varan and Ages being completely worthless. Think Master Asia from G Gundam, and you're halfway there. Ah! You know what? My favorite antagonist is also a spoiler. But I'm going to say this antagonist and the plot twist that he caused is my personal favorite. And that is in the game of BioShock. You're trying to really like it when they don't have this overcomplicated background story for the sake of trying to make him more misunderstood than bad. You know what this is? Yeah. I can't remember. Oh no, we streamed BioShock. So everybody here had a chance to see it. We did the wrench only challenge. The plot twist of Atlas being the antagonist. For you, you might say Miles Edgeworth. Man, you love messing with him in the Ace Attorney games. Oh, cool. A man chooses, a slave obey, exclamation. Yes! Don't keep us waiting, would you kindly? The entire would you kindly. Maybe he's my favorite antagonist because of that plot point. But he is my favorite antagonist. At least what I can think of now. So I'm going to go with BioShock because of Frank Fontaine and Atlas. Specifically Atlas. And again, specifically for the plot twist is why they're my favorite antagonist. They're also just a bad person. Like, they did this whole behind the things. Also credit to the voice actor for doing two completely different characters. To say best multiplayer is a you thing, but you want to say maybe Roblox or Minecraft Bedrock. Minecraft Bedrock doesn't have just add-ons, but also mods that aren't from the Minecraft marketplace. Pseudo, g'day, welcome. Well, we haven't gotten to best multiplayer yet. I don't know what I'm gonna put there, to be honest. I'm not much of like a multiplayer player. I like my single player experience, and I like play with friends. I'm not big into the competitive multiplayer or the just massive multiplayer. Like, cop-outs are like Fortnite, Minecraft, Call of Duty. I think I know what I'm putting there, actually. Hold on. Anyways, we're going to roll the dice. We have 9 left. And favorite game is going to be the last one. Guaranteed. Didn't we just roll that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, we did. Roll it again. All right. First comes 7, then comes 6. Favorite protagonist. Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is actually a good multiplayer one. I wouldn't call that a cop-out. I've never played Baldur's Gate 3. It's something that I probably should stream because I think it would be funny. Because I'm bad at D&D. And I have the ability to roll ones with such a higher percentage than anything else. I would fail almost everything. The odds of me being able to beat Baldur's Gate 3 is less than the chance of me being able... is actually the highest chance outcome of anything. Me failing at beating Baldur's Gate 3. Remember, protagonist is just main character, not necessarily a heroic one. Fair. Favorite protagonist. Roblox is kind of going downhill with a lot of drama lately. I can believe it. With this take, kids should be engaged to, and the cheese pizza. I have no idea what those are. But I've never cared about Roblox, so I don't pay attention to it. I don't really have an answer to this one either. I have a couple. I know which one popped into my head. Because I enjoy this game. And I enjoy the player character of this game. So you know what? I don't think there's another spot for it. And this game played a pivotal role in my, was very important to me. God of War. Not this one, the real one. Not the new one, not Nordic God of War, Greek God of War. There's so many good protagonists to choose from, it's hard to pick. I know the feeling. You called your most recent character on Demon Soul Bald Bastard and made him primarily use a bastard sword. That's amusing. Oh, that's a good one? Thank you. For a static player character, you got nothing. I'm going with Kratos. Kratos' character is fantastic. Is he heroic? Fuck no. Is he a badass? Hell yeah. So we're going with the original God of War. All right, let's roll another one. Let's see what comes up next. No 6, no 7. Funny. Needs a remake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're starting to move down the dice. Needs a remake. Sadly, Custom Robo is on this list. Custom Robo goes here too. Crash Twinsanity. And see, normally I would have put Crash Team Racing. But it got a remake. You picked up the Switch version of Pokemon Green? Oh, cool. They enabled a profanity filter that kept you from giving Oak's kid the name he deserves. Oh no! That sucks. Damn you, Nintendo! Adults play your games too. Let it slide. It's all player input stuff, so who gives a shit? Needs a remake. Again, I have talked about Custom Robo because it is criminally overlooked, which is why it needs a remake. Crash Twinsanity needs a remake more than something like Your Darling Slamscape, because despite it being so obtuse, Slamscape works as intended and isn't blatantly missing half the game. This cannot be said of Crash Twinsanity. I do not remember Crash Twinsanity. I believe I played it. I believe I had it. I do not remember it. If I want to call Gary Oak asshole over and over again, I should be allowed to. Yes. What game needs a remake? I don't want to say pass here. You remember Cortex cross-dressing to disguise himself as Coco? I do not. I don't. See, my stance with needs a remake is the game is good, the game is old, and it needs a comeback. Then you don't remember Twinsanity. Correct. Xenogears is your number one answer to this, preferably with all the cut content restored. That's basically the first thing that happened in the game. Yep, again, don't remember it. All I remember is fusing cars. And there was more than just Twinsanity that did that. Man, this needs a remake is a tough one because my brain is instantly locked in to Custom Robo. Maybe a game you love but has some problems that could be fixed. Twinsanity did not do that, all right? Twinsanity is not the game that I played. Oh, you're right. Twinsanity is where you play as Cortex and Crash. I'm thinking of maybe Crash. I think the Mario Kart game was called Double Dash. I think there was a Crash double racing game. Yeah, I never played Twinsanity. So a game that I love that has problems that could be fixed. So it would have to be an older game. But see, even things like the God of Wars, they're being remade. You're thinking of Crash Nitro Kart? Crash Tag Team Racing, that's what I'm thinking. 100% it's tag team racing. All right, I'm going to go quick look at my Steam list to see if I can get a little bit of inspiration. But I don't really own many games that are like, oh yeah, we need to update you to the future. Because again, I still stand that Custom Robo absolutely deserves it more than anything. But I'm trying not to double down on it, especially because Criminally Underrated and Needs a Remake are practically the same thing. How about Jak and Daxter? Okay, I think you hit something there. I think you might have you just triggered a wonderful memory there. Do I really have to do it? I do. Specifically, I think all the games do. But I'm with you there. Although, again, remake is a little bit of a strong, like, the game was good. I never played Jak and Daxter, sadly. Jak 2 is awesome. But would I want to see like a Jak 2 remastered? Not really. Jak 2 is a bastard of a game? Really? I loved Jak 2. I think you're more right with Jak and Daxter could use a good remake. It's known for being real harsh. The game was hard, but I love Jak 2. Jak 3 was also enjoyable, but I prefer Jak 2. Okay, you got pretty good with that one. Wait, do you guys think Skyrim needs a remake? I think Skyrim might need a remake. Oh, goddamn. I know what game needs a remake. Because it's a little buggy. You loved the Jak 2 what now? What? No, we're not spinning that. We're leaving it alone. I enjoyed Jak 2 a lot. That was my favorite. Oh, you're finally awake in 8K. See, that was their secret the whole time. Guys, we're working on Elder Scrolls 6. Skyrim, again, for the 13th time. There is one game that I do know is a little buggy that I would love to see a remastered HD version of. And that is Sonic Adventure 2. Specifically Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Bring back Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Get me a remastered version of this. Make it again. I just want it a little bit less buggy. Maybe where the camera can actually be controlled accurately. The Elder Scrolls 6, Skyrim 2, Electric Boogaloo. The Elder Scrolls Skyrim again, because we ran out of ideas for new names. We've also been working on the Elder Scrolls 6 for, what's it now, 13 years? You want Bloodborne remake? Ooh. Ooh, that's a good one. We did recently get an Elder Scrolls Oblivion remake. We did. Instead of Elder Scrolls 6. But yeah, I'm putting Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. The game was a little buggy. I would love to see specifically the camera controls brought up. Because it was a GameCube game and also Sonic Adventure 2, I think was a Sega game still. Was that on the Dreamcast? It still was locked into not the 4 cardinal directions, but the 8. So I would love to see a new age camera brought to Sonic Adventure 2. And also just give me more Chao Garden. Oh yeah, you love Sonic? Sonic's great. You're honestly surprised they haven't done that yet. All the theatrical parts would lend well to modern animation controls. Agreed. Very much agreed. And they've had success with Sonic. Like, what was the latest Sonic that actually worked really well? Sonic, not Unleashed. Why can't I think of it? Fuck, going to Steam. This is gonna bother me. You guys are probably gonna give me the answer before anything happens. Or not. Frontiers, yeah! Sonic Frontiers did very well. Also, hang on one second. I need to mute quickly because I saw a game. And hold on. Add to your wish list. There we go. Now I can get off this page. So I just wishlisting game in real time because I'm like that. I saw a streamer today playing this game and I'm going to get it. It came out today and it is, shit, I should probably just tell you. It's, fuck, what's it called? All right, I forgot the name. Mouse PI for Hire. It is like a Cuphead style animation. And I can't believe I had to call it a Cuphead style animation. It's the like old cartoon style animation, but it's a boomer shooter. So it's like Doom if Mortimer Mouse and Steamboat Willie was the world. You were thinking of Sonic Mania? No, it was Frontiers. Oh, and if Underhated were on here, you'd call World of Tanks. Agreed. It's very specifically Mickey Mouse as a boomer shooter. Yes, yes. Oh, you're saving money to buy it? The style is called Rubber Hose. Yeah! I've been calling the game Looney Dooms. But Mouse PI for Hire. I'm going to pick it up. It came out today. It looked really fun. But all right, let's roll the dice again. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Technically 6 if we ignore favorite games. So let's just roll it again. 2. Biggest personal impact. I know what's going here. It's all like how Bendy and the Ink Machine is Mickey Mouse mixed with FNAF. Yeah! Yes, very much so. Biggest personal impact. There is no doubt in my mind what is going here, and that is Crash Bandicoot 2. This was the first game I got for Hearthstone. I mean, not wrong. But Crash Bandicoot 2 was the first game that I ever had for my PlayStation 1. I played the shit out of it. This is what got me into gaming. I was a big gamer on the Super Nintendo. Crash Bandicoot 2 was my gateway to gaming. Your piss take answer is the Dragon Ball Z trading card game on Game Boy Advance because it was the very first game that failed so hard to land with you that you intentionally sold it. How do you unintentionally sell something? Again, for you, you can guess the game would be Xenogears. But yes, it's Crash Bandicoot 2. There's no contest here. Oh, your answer to that would be crazy. Persona 5 got you to a potential job in Japan. Holy shit, that's cool. God damn. Yeah, that's a big personal impact. Holy hell, I'm curious. I want to know, but I also don't want you to like splurge out your life story on the internet. That is a cool fact, Liv. Holy shit. If you haven't joined the Discord, or if you are in the Discord, I would love to hear the story in the Discord. That would be fantastic. You didn't realize Shouts was a real place. Is the short of the long. Huh. The other piss take answer. You have a lot of piss takes, don't you? Is Children of Mana on the DS for basically the same reason, except it was the second one and was so boring you started to think about how this but better would go. Ah, not Shouts. Shibuya. Oh yeah, Shibuya is a real place. That's cool. All right, we gotta roll a dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's move on to a D6 now. So we're guaranteed a hit other than a 1, which is my talent for rolling, but it's a 2. Underrated. So a game that is known, but doesn't get the love that it deserves. I actually play a lot of these. There's a lot of games that I play that I personally think are underrated because I play weird games. Peggle. Actually, you're close with the one I was going with. Because everybody and their mother knows Slay the Spire. Not enough people know about Peglin. Vampire Survivors? I don't think Vampire Survivors is underrated. It is quite well rated. You bet I have a great one? I kind of do. Like, I have a lot. Like, the problem is, I like crit slop games. And a lot of those are considered underrated, like a game about digging a hole. Leave It Alone. Goat Simulator 3. That's not a crit slop game, but that is another underrated game. Goat Simulator 3 is a blast. But Peglin. I think I have clocked in so many hours on Peglin because I play it on my phone. It is my phone game of choice. But Peglin is outstanding. And I think it deserves more love than it gets. The company is doing well. They released a mobile port. They are doing fine. I think it is underrated. Peglin needs to be in the discussion closer to that of Slay the Spire levels. And it's not. But okay, we have 8 minutes left. I didn't realize this was going to take all 2 hours. I thought we were going to do this and have plenty of time for yaps. So let's re-roll, or we might just stop rolling and nope, not that one. Anything but that one. Anything but that one too. I lied. Anything but those two. All right, number 3, overrated. We know what my answer is. It's Dark Souls 3. We're moving on. You don't have a good answer for underrated? That's okay. Yeah, Dark Souls 3 is overrated. You give it up overrated as Mega Man 0 again? Just the whole series. And see, this is the first time that I actually get to put something on here of a game that I hate. Because I don't like Dark Souls 3. And I think the game has a lot of love, for probably good reasons. I hate it. The game is overrated. It's not as good as what people are saying. Dark Souls 2 is better. All right, do we keep rolling or do we just go through the list? I think we're just going to go top to bottom now. Soundtrack, multiplayer, game everyone should love, and then favorite game of all time. So let's get rid of the dice window. Best soundtrack. This is a mild take because it's both a hot take and a cold take at the same time. It's a hot take because if you're of a newer generation, you might not know this. But if you're of the older generation, this is gonna ring a bell. For soundtrack, you probably go Chrono Trigger. Ho, 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 ho. Wait until you see what I put. Donkey Kong Country 2. Final Fantasy VII is another solid choice. You don't have an answer for any of these that are left? I do! Donkey Kong Country 2 is going to be my best soundtrack choice. The music, the sound effects, the fact that Sticker Brush Symphony comes from Donkey Kong Country 2 should tell you something. Oh, you're younger, but you've heard good things about DK music. The Donkey Kong soundtracks, like, honestly, just go to YouTube after the stream or tomorrow when you have time, or if you have to go to bed, don't do that. But just look up Donkey Kong Country soundtrack. People have made compilations. They put it all together. Watch DKC 1. DKC 2 takes the cake. Sticker Brush Symphony is a legendary song. Donkey Kong Country 3 has some good music, but 2 is where it peaks. 1 has some good ones. The aquatic music to DKC 1 is fantastic. Hold on, I got this. Funky Kong's theme in Donkey Kong Country 1 is outstanding. Donkey Kong Country 2 has legendary songs. They're all fantastic. You don't think there's a good extension of the Price of Freedom from Crisis Core on YouTube right now, and you find that very annoying? Huh. Kingdom Hearts is another great soundtrack. Yes, the Kingdom Hearts song that copyrights the shit out of everybody that uses it. Incredible. You sleep to them and dream of fighting gremlins with barrels. Exactly. Kingdom Hearts does have a simple and clean soundtrack. Yes. All right, best multiplayer. I'm going to be biased here. It's Halo 2. It invented the online multiplayer. Halo 2 is the best multiplayer game in existence. If it was still live today, which I do know the Master Chief Collection does bring it back, it's Halo 2. Hands down. Damn right it is. Yeah, Halo 2 is the best multiplayer. Fight me. Game everyone should play. This is a tough one. Lego Star Wars, you mean? Yeah, Halo, an actual multiplayer. Okay, multiplayer Lego Star Wars is awesome. Does Halo 2 Vistas Online still work? Not sure. But if you want to play Halo 2 multiplayer, you can in the Master Chief Collection. Yes, and unofficially? Okay. Game everyone should play. This is a tough one. Because the game everyone should play, in my mind, is something that, like, introduces you to gaming. It is something that everyone should be accessible for. If a person has ever said, I played a video game, or I only want to play one video game in my life, what do I think everyone should do? Senran Kagura games have some seriously banging OSTs. I can believe that. Used to be pretty good at... that was King of the Block at LAN parties. Yeah. People always hated it if you got Sword on the Scorpion tank. Yeah. Sword or the Scorpion tank. Yeah. You also remember Halo Custom Edition, in particular the map Cold Snap, because it's massive, arguable to the point of its own detriment. Oh, have you seen Cursed Halo's map? There's one that's just called Big. It's 3 miles long. Papa's Pizzeria, Halo Combat Evolved, Duck Hunt. Okay, see, I was going with Super Smash Bros. The OG one. Something about it is just like, this is gaming. Someone made a desert bus map for Halo. But Super Smash Bros. I think is the one that everyone should play at least once. You have an hour for a field choice for a game. Everyone should play Robotech Battle Cry. Ooh, that's a good one. You ever played Smash? But that is pretty iconic. It's a classic. Like, everyone talks about Melee. Like, Melee is just famous in the community. Smash Ultimate is fine, but... Oh, out of left. Oh, hour for a field choice. An out of left field choice for a game. Robotech Battle Cry. But yeah, I think everybody should at least experience the OG Super Smash Bros. Once. All right. Favorite game. And what a perfect time as we're just running out of time here. What is our favorite gonna be? You love these funny Smash terms you use. One day you shall understand. Super Smash Bros. Melee was the GameCube release that got Smash into competitive scene. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the recent release that came out for the Switch where every single character was available. Is it going to be Dark Souls? No, it's not going to be Dark Souls. I will give you a hint. That the series is already on the map. Because I have 5. My top 5 favorite games, all 5 of them are currently on this list. In other words, Monster Hunter. You don't know that. Come on. I mean, we're running out of time, so it's... Yeah. So my favorite game of all time. Well, actually, my top 5 are Monster Hunter, in no particular order. Monster Hunter, Crash Bandicoot, Donkey Kong Country, Neon White, and why can't I remember the 5th? Hold on, why can't I remember the 5th? Okay, my top 4 are Crash Bandicoot, Donkey Kong Country, Monster Hunter, and Neon White. Those are my top 4 favorite games. I can't remember number 5. So we're just going to go with 4. But all 4 of those are on here. The entire Donkey Kong Country series, the entire Crash Bandicoot series, Monster Hunter going forward, I absolutely love. It's the game I clocked the most hours into, and Neon White got in there as a standalone game. It's just in my top 5. Oh, Antichamber is on there. But unfortunately, Antichamber never made it to this list, and Antichamber is not my favorite game of all time. But Antichamber is definitely a fantastic game. Maybe that's something that I should have put for a game everyone should play. I just forgot about it. But it's not for everybody, and unfortunately, Antichamber doesn't really fit all of these, any of these. Maybe underrated. Antichamber could have been for underrated. Doesn't matter. So without further ado, without beating around the bush, yes, my favorite game of all time is Crash Bandicoot. without a doubt. Monster Hunter might be my most favorite contemporary, but there is nothing that will replace Crash Bandicoot in my heart. I love this game. Crash Bandicoot turned me into a gamer. And Crash Bandicoot will forever be my favorite game of all time. So, all right, everybody, thank you for tuning into today's wonderful Yap stream and going over the About Me video games. I am going to take a screen cap of this quickly. Actually, is there a take a screen cap button? Oh, there is a share and an export. What am I doing? I can just hit one of these. I'll figure out which one does what later. I don't want to hit one of these in case it displays data that I'm not supposed to. But I will be posting this both to YouTube as well as the Discord, so everyone who wasn't able to see the live creation of it can see my list of games, with the rule of I did my best not to double up on things. Obviously, we broke that rule with Monster Hunter and Crash. We broke it with Monster Hunter because the overhated isn't really a gameplay reason. It was a community reason. And obviously, favorite game. Of course, my favorite game is going to be on this list in one way or another, and that's in the Crash. That's a great variety of games. You have good taste. Thank you. I did try to spread it out because I didn't want to just be like 3 or 4 hand games here and there. But I am appreciative of this About Me video games and grids.fun. So you can go over to grids.fun and fill out your own categories for all of these. There are a lot more than just games. So feel free to check those out. We're not sponsored by them, but that's just what the site is. And yeah. So search history that was infested with feet pick searches? No, that's Ish's search history, and you know it. We all know it. She even knows it. But all right, everybody. Thank you for coming to today's Yap session. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did. So let us move on back to yapping. Sorry, you meant cat feet pick. No, I wouldn't do that. Yeah. Feet are gross. The fact that your favorite game didn't appear on the list is grounds for you to unsubscribe and cancel me? I put Halo 2 on here. Why though? Just admiring cuteness? Well, that's the thing. It's an about me video games, not an about you video games. You won't, because that would be too much work. I appreciate you. We don't have to like the same games to enjoy the channel. As long as you have fun here, then you are welcome. But yes, we're past stream time. I need to get going. Thank you all for tuning in today. I hope you had a lot of fun. I sure as hell did. There was actually some surprises on this list that I wasn't expecting to happen. You are like, Anthros is my friend. This is true. His taste is also my taste. That is untrue. We disagree on so many things. That's why we're such good friends, because we respect each other. But all right, I'm getting sleepy, eepy. I'm going to bed. I hope everybody has an enjoyable rest of the week. And then over the weekend, we have a bunch of Dark Souls. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. But yeah, we're going to be playing Dark Souls all weekend. Next week, there's a strong chance I pick up Pragmata, and then we'll play that. Yeah, Pyro, you really need to go to bed. It's fucking late, man. I need to go to bed. We all need to go to bed. You might just need to get up and just slam a bunch of coffee. But I'm going to bed. So yeah, I look forward to seeing everybody in future streams. So without further ado, from g'day to goodbye. Have a good one, everyone. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye now.